What's up, everyone? Welcome, Squad, and welcome to Slav Guns. I'm here with Peter at the SIG booth when we're continuing our coverage of SHOT Show 2020. Now, in the past, I've done a couple of videos on the SIG BDX system, and you know how much I love it. I love technology, yes, I'm a millennial, and I love long-range shooting. And what the SIG BDX system has been able to do is it's been able to take a brand new shooter who wants to get into precision long-range shooting, but was possibly afraid or concerned, or it simply didn't have the skills. The BDX system, it takes technology, it applies it to proven optics, and it breaks down barriers to entry to long-range shooting. There were a few quirks, and SIG has fixed them and improved upon it, and came out with even more new stuff. So, Peter, tell me all about it.
We have. So in the past, we had the Sierra 3, which is our 3 times optical zoom scope. We did that in 2.5 to 8, 4.5 to 14, and 6 to 20. We now have come out with our Sierra 6 platform, which is a 6-time erector system. So we do that in a 2 to 12, which is this one, a 3 to 18, and a 5 to 30. In doing so, we've also kind of listened to what people are saying about our reticles, and we thinned up our reticle line, and we've given you more holdover dots as reference points as well as we put reference points in here for windage and elevation holds. So now you are holding out in the blue sky.
So one of the things that I've talked about in the videos that I've done, I mean, it's an awesome piece of technology, and to me, even like the few quirks, it was well worth it as it was. So there were a couple of complaints that the stadia lines were a little thick, but for a second focal plane, I think it was not bad. And if it was a first focal plane, I mean, those things would really blow up in your face. The stadia lines were really good, but you had the adjustment points. In this one, they kind of replaced the reticle and include a picture on here. But if you're familiar and you love Christmas tree reticles with the dots, this has it. It improved it. And also looks like the borders around the optic are also much thinner. The bezels are much thinner. You have a much clearer view. It's really an awesome scope, and there are a couple of changes I see. This is on top now.
Yep, so we've improved a few things. 34 millimeter tubes, so we're getting more travel. And then we have our Bluetooth antenna is now on top of the scope instead of on the bottom, which we had. We were seeing that we're sometimes getting a little bit of Bluetooth connectivity issues because somebody might have a thicker ring or something like here. So we moved the antenna up on top, and we're seeing transmission and connectivity up to 15 to 25 yards now, which is kind of nice.
15, 20 yards. So if you want to play a joke on your friends who also have this in there, you can be a couple of lanes down and mess with their scope. I think that's a fun idea. We're not going to endorse it.
Yeah.
So, but actually, you touched upon a really major point with the system. So with the original BDX, with the Sierra 3s, the one thing that was lacking, particularly if you wanted to shoot extended long range, so, I mean, if you were shooting up to about 800 yards, it really wasn't an issue. But if you wanted to, even though the BDX system was capable of shooting all the way out to 2,400 yards if you had a Kestrel or if you had an app, the internal adjustment on the original scopes, like the 6220, was only 40 MOA. Here, you've greatly improved it.
Yeah, on this 2 to 12, we're getting about 120 minutes of movement, so it's quite significant.
120.
Yes. It'll definitely go down as we have a longer prescription, stuff like that. But yeah, we've definitely greatly improved our amount of travel in here, and as well as in the reticle and our ballistic reticle and our LED holds. The old scope had about 96 holes in it, and this one has 196 holes in it, or lit LED reference points in here for our BDX system.
So it's definitely a nice upgrade. So even if you were on the fence about getting a SIG BDX system, the Sierra 6, I mean, now everything that you might have potentially disliked or possibly had an issue with, it's all been fixed. I don't see anything else that is now missing from this optic.
And we've changed it. We just did the upgrade here, which is our 2.0 series now. For those people that don't have the technology improvements that we have or don't want to use a phone, we've now made a quick bond program. So essentially you turn your scope brightness setting to 1, and you press and hold your rangefinder and mode button for 3 seconds, and your rangefinder is going to bond to the scope with the one setting that's closest to it. We've also improved it as well by essentially, a lot of guys don't know their ballistics offhand. They know what caliber they're running or what bullet they're running. So we also have charts or groupings now. We've broken up several calibers into groupings, 1 through 8, so you can pick where you are in that grouping catalog, and go in the menu button on your rangefinder and select, say, group 4, which is 301 meg and something else in that area, and that'll give you kind of a general ballistic category of those categories of those ballistics. So now you don't have to know who your bullet maker was, bullet weight and all that stuff is kind of the ideal. Muzzle velocity, it's all kind of randomly set and kind of a little bit more of a generic profile for you guys to use.
Yeah. So basically, it seems like with the previous BDX system, with the initial one, you needed to hook it up to an app, and ideally, you really should have a chronograph to know what kind of bullet you're using, what the bullet velocity is. With the new BDX 2.0 and the new Sierra 6 optics, someone literally can just go buy it, take it straight to the range, press a couple of buttons, it's paired, select whatever the grouping is that we're looking for whatever bullet that we're using, whatever firing, and we're done.
Yep. And it'll give you actually the basis plate to start growing a little bit with your gun and whatnot. So once you get there and you get more comfortable and you start kind of learning what your ballistics are, you can go into your custom profiles and start truing everything up. You can true your muzzle velocities, you can true your BCs, and kind of get a little bit more into the fields with ballistics.
So it looks like you have a new pair of binoculars here. I've been eyeing them a bit.
My Kilo 3000s. These are absolute little machines here. We came out with these about a year and a half ago, and if you go on the PRS circuit or any of those competition things, you're going to see this in everybody's kit somewhere. This will give you ballistics out to 800 yards, but it also has the ability to go external and connect to a Kestrel 5700 Elite, as well as a Garmin 4-track system.
And that's actually what we've done in our previous video, so if you haven't done so already, do take a look at the video I've done, linked. Wait, which one is it? Above? Where we literally took the system as it is, and then we added a Kestrel 5700 with Ruger data on it, and we were able to go from 800 all the way out to, I believe it's limited to 2,400 yards.
Those will go as far as you can range.
Yeah. And I guess if you have the 4 tracks, that's also a pretty good system. That'll work with that as well.
Yep, they're both powerful systems.
So what's the availability, what's the pricing on the new system?
So new system-wise, scopes are going to go individually anywhere from $11.99 up to $14.99. The binos here, they're pretty well hold and settle, but that $12.99, $1,399.
Wow, that's actually, so I know for a lot of people who are looking at binoculars, we're like, wow, $1,300 is a lot, but it might be if you're shopping $100 or $200 entry-level binos, but if you're looking at high-end, good optical binos, I mean, you'll easily spend $2,000-3,000 even more on a high-end pair of Leica, Swarovskis, even Leupold binos. So, and I've looked for these, the glass quality on these is insane. I mean, it's really, really nice.
Yeah, 3 years ago to get this, we were paying $8,000 for a pair of rangefinders.
Yeah. And that's not even including the technology that's built into it, which is the BDX.
Correct.
Cool. So we have the new optics, and it's mounted to a new piece of hardware.
So this is our Cross Rifle. We've developed this year. This is our new platform. Essentially, it's our own SIG design, everything internally-wise. It's a one-piece machined aluminum receiver. AICS mag in here. We have our own custom trigger in here. It's a 2-stage trigger. If you look in here, it's the folding buttstock in here. It's locking in back here. Everything internally here on the rear stot is completely adjustable. You push this in, and you have a comb that's fully adjustable by spring loads. Once you find your spot, lock it in there. Same thing with the rear butt plate. You can turn this back, move it to wherever you need to go, and lock it into place. As you move forward, we have our grips that you can change out or use however you want to do it. From what I understand, this is possibly going to be ambidextrous, so it could fold the other way if you want to do so as well. You go through an M-lock forend that you have right here and a 21-way rail. And this is going to come in a 308 and a 277 Fury, which is our own kind of adopted brand, in a 16-inch barrel. And then we're going to do a 6.5 Creedmoor and an 18-inch barrel.
Hey, so who's the rifle aimed at?
This is aimed at right now your basic hunters and stuff like that. It's kind of our new platform that we're going out on. It's designed to be extremely compact, comfortable, lightweight. The gun itself weighs about 6.5 pounds. And it's designed to fit in your backpack and not have any idea of it. When you're ready to go, you can deploy it and go from there. You're going to see some PRS guys running it. We are developing ways to make things a little bit heavier. So in a more of a competition market, you can kind of run it that way and go from there.
Okay. And I see it looks like the barrel is threaded. I'm assuming it's going to be able to take your suppressors?
Yes, you will be able to shoot civilized with this.
Absolutely. So there we go. Shooting suppressed, what was it? Be polite, shoot suppressed.
There you go. I like it.
All right. And what's the pricing and what's the availability in a rifle?
The pricing on this is about $1,700.
Okay. And the availability?
We're looking to see production in March, so you should start seeing these on your shelves about June, July.
Okay. Awesome. So that's the latest and greatest from Sig. I got to tell you guys, as a precision rifle shooter, I am freaking excited about the BDX 2. I mean, you saw how excited I was about the BDX 1, just the amount of technology and, I mean, true evolution and taking something that works and making it even better and literally breaking down the barriers to long-range shooting for anybody. And this has it all. So, Peter, thank you very much.
Thank you.
And as always, I hope you enjoy this video. If you do, make sure you click the like button, share it with your friends, and make sure to click the notification bell and subscribe if you haven't already in order to stay up to date on our latest videos from SHOT Show 2020. Thank you for watching, keep on squatting, and I'll see you next time.